Hello, hello. We are here. We are very pleased to interact with you in this way. We speak on behalf of the Pleiadian collective. We are an extraterrestrial collective consciousness, or you could say group mind. We come to your world bearing great love, and we thank you for allowing us to communicate with you in this way. For as you do, you transmit to us, you reflect to us the light and energy we bring to you. And in this way, both of us expand, and both of us grow, and both of us learn more about all that is. And for this, we are deeply appreciative. We are, in a way, your forerunners. In another way, we are coming to you from what you may perceive to be the future. We exist in a higher dimension, and therefore reality works a little different from us, for us. Yet we can see your world in a very clear way, and we enjoy coming into your world, as it is a world in great change, rapid transformation, incredible growth, and also great purification. And so we are excited to witness and to observe and also to assist in the ways that we can. Now, we ask you, how may we assist you this moment of your time?
Would you speak about any advice that you may have for parents of teenagers, seeing their teenagers being programmed, and yet the parents are maybe awakening and want to take their kids out of school but don't want to do it against their will? Like, what would be the best way to be an awakened parent?
Yes. Are you transparent with them about what you see is going on in your society?
To some degree.
All right. To what degree?
I try to tell them that they're being programmed at school and they don't have to go to school. They can live their excitement as of now.
Yes. And how do they like this idea?
They don't. They're
Oh,
afraid.
right.
They're
Oh,
afraid
right.
to lose friends.
Yes. Well, they will.
As a parent, do I just take them out of school, or do I let them learn
You
their
empower
lesson?
them most with free will by allowing them to use their free will to choose. And so to go against what they claim to desire, even when it appears to be in their better interests, will create a resistance, will create a rebellion. And so to do so would be entirely counterproductive. Introduce ideas to them about new ways, new alternatives, and show them the toxic energies they accumulate through the misinformation they receive. For they will have to go through an unlearning process, and the sooner they go through this process, the better. For it is through other experiences, through consciousness, and ascending to higher levels of reality that one can know more than one learns from the structures that you use in what you call education now. And you know this, and to communicate this clearly without resistance, without fear, will be the very best way. For your own fear for their safety will again induce more of this energy of rebellion from them.
Thank you.
We do thank you, yes, and for the children that can receive alternate education, it is best that they are empowered to choose, to use their excitement, to use their play and creative energies in order to discover more with ease, to allow them to have free agency entirely will accelerate their learning process.
Also, I see a lot of self-medication emerging among the teenagers.
Yes.
Pot and e-cigarettes and
Yes.
other drugs. As a parent, I see, me forbidding them that there's not going to go anywhere. They're just going to do it behind our backs.
Yes. Encourage them
Encourage them to
use what they wish to use. Encourage them to follow their highest excitement. For if they are excited about working with these substances and you encourage them to follow their own heart, they will release the desire for them quicker than if you say, this is bad, this is wrong. The best way to have more drugs in schools is for parents to discourage children from using drugs.
I see. Thank you.
We do thank you, yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
If you are somewhat a future of us, is there a future ahead of you?
Yes.
What is that? Where is that?
Oneness. Returning to union with Source itself. The dissolution entirely of the whole universe. Back into one void.
So would you describe where you're at as the last level, as the highest level?
No. There are steps in between where we are and that experience of dissolution. We do thank you, yes.
I have a question about when we go through a death cycle and find ourselves on the other side in the spirit world. Do we come to a full awareness of what's going on Earth, and do we come to full awareness of the existence of our extraterrestrial family?
Yes. You are given many experiences. You are given both an experience of life review, of witnessing all of the events of your life simultaneously, and you are given an experience of your perceived belief of an afterlife, whatever you believe will happen, if it is heaven, if it is hell, if it is union with Source, you will experience that illusion to whatever degree. In other words, the quality of your own mind will formulate an experience, and you will have that experience while simultaneously witnessing that experience to be a creation of your mind. And you will have an experience of meeting other aspects of your own soul, returning to your oversoul, which will show you all of the possibilities of the other lifetimes you have experienced and will experience, though you will experience them simultaneously. For from your higher self and your soul's perspective, they are all occurring now. Whether it occurred 1,000 years ago or 1,000 years from now, they are happening right here and now, and you will experience that. And you will be given the opportunity to direct your consciousness from one incarnation to another.
I have a question.
Yes.
So during this retreat that we are all procreating,
Yes.
we will be working with Kundalini exercises,
Yes.
Kundalini yoga. Would you like to expand a little bit on and give the definition of what the Kundalini energy is and how it correlates with an expansion of consciousness? Just the definition first.
This energy is the energy of consciousness itself, the energy of your soul awakening. And you know this energy to be stored within your lower chakras, as this is essentially the seat of your soul. And this energy rises to the top of your head, your crown chakra, which is your connection to what is beyond your own individual soul, to your larger soul, your oversoul, and to worlds beyond. And so this energy, if we give a simple definition, is the energy of the consciousness of your soul. You had another part to this question?
So how is it that some people experience spontaneous Kundalini awakening and some will, for lack of a better expression, will need to manipulate or train themselves to arouse and move this energy?
For better or for worse, for one's own survival, the energy must awaken to bring one into a state of connection in which one can have access to higher level information. Oftentimes, sudden Kundalini emergences are the result of life-threatening situations or of the dire need for a change in soul direction. And in these instances, most of the time, the body is not prepared to integrate energy from that level. And so there must be deeper work done for individuals who spontaneously arouse, as you say, this energy. Now, a safer path, a more preferred path, is to open the energy step by step, to prepare the channels within your own body, what the yogi people call the nadis, to allow this energy to flow without shaking up too much at once.
And that preparing the body and the system is something I understand we can do in many ways.
Yes.
Breathing seems to be one important aspect of
Yes.
the channels. How does it relate to beliefs? The flow of the Kundalini energy.
Beliefs that are based in fear or lack will create tension in the physical body, and so all of these ideas have to go one way or another. To believe that you are safe and that you are loved is paramount in opening the energy within your body and in your energetic field. And this is the most important thing to program, in a way, within your own consciousness. There are many subtle and not so subtle implications that this has. And the most important thing is to focus your own awareness towards the love that is there for you, towards the truth of unconditional love, for this is the greatest intention of this universe. And to love yourself is essentially to align yourself with this universe itself.
Thank you.
We do thank you, yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Over the last, I don't this year, light language has been coming through me, mainly in my own healing practice for myself. But more recently, it started coming through in group situations. And I guess I have two questions. One, I would like to understand a bit more of where the language comes from, like what my connection is with that nation or time frame where it comes from. And the second part is how I can use this light language to assist others.
The new connection opening is with Andromeda. You are opening to beings from another galaxy entirely who come to you through the galactic center. And they are bridging worlds, bridging the civilizations within their galaxy with the civilizations you already know and have connected to within your own galaxy. They are more feminine in their nature, and they operate under laws of chaos. They need not the structures that this galaxy has established. They are less predictable, and they are more free in a way. Their world is one that does not make sense to many beings from this galaxy, yet they come to you to add new levels of change, to accelerate healing processes. Now, this is not the only language that is coming through you, though you do understand the newer frequency, and it is not something that has connected to you in your other work. This is the new energy, and you already know well your connection to the Arcturus system. And to use this language for healing, you may simply hold the intention, explain your own understanding to the best of your ability to the other humans involved, and simply transmit using instruments if you wish, or simply with your voice in what you call healing or in group settings. And others may enter the same transmission state with ease through the space you provide, through the permission slip you provide. We do thank you, yes.
I have a question about emotions.
Yes.
I'm learning to discern between different emotions,
All right.
and sometimes I'm confused, not knowing what is the difference between inspiration versus delusion, for example, or when I have a bad feeling, is it because I need to change course, or I bought into an erroneous belief that causes that bad feeling? I have a hard time distinguishing between the different nuances of those emotions.
Do you need to make a distinction to understand that when you are feeling a certain way, something must change? If you are not appreciating your feeling state, it means there's a change that must be made. And whether that change is on a psychological level or both on a psychological level and on the level of how you structure your life makes little difference. For it is always a psychological change that must be made, regardless of whether that change requires a large leap in the structure of your life or not. It is always a change that must be made in what you are believing, how you are defining your relationship with your world and with the others within your world. Do you follow us?
Yes?
All right. Do you have a specific instance of this need for discernment?
Well, you answered it through my first questions about the schooling.
Yes.
I wanted to take my sons out of school, and
Yes.
that felt very exciting to me. But I also felt badly because I could foresee the rebellion. So I got a mixed bags of emotions, and then I was confused which way would be the most balanced way to proceed because I felt both.
Yes. How about this? You can be excited about that potential and be more excited about the opportunity to express your desires whilst allowing all involved their free will. For the allowance of free will, which is natural law of the universe, will bring others into the most probable state to match frequency with your frequency of excitement. Do you follow us?
I follow that. Yes, thank you.
Very well, then we do thank you.
Question.
All right.
Just check with the rest of the group if anyone else feels called to ask something. Please do. I have many questions. So.
Please go ahead.
Okay. So on a similar note, and finding that discernment in reading one's emotions to so the main or let's say the main advice that you and our other cosmic friends give us at this moment of time is to follow our highest excitement, to
Yes.
follow our joy, to follow our heart. I believe you guys through this channel also like to use the expression of what makes our heart beat faster.
Yes.
So sometimes following our heart can mean something that there is some resistance to follow it based on lack beliefs or fear beliefs.
Yes.
So to give an example for myself, or not really an example, but there might be times where I would know, or perhaps after the fact, that following something that felt difficult to follow would have been in my highest path, my highest alignment, but because of their resistance, I would, for example, make the choice of like, no, I'm gonna go and lay in the bed and rest instead of following this because of this resistance. So, and then I would understand after the fact that for those times where I know that okay, that was something that felt difficult, but I really followed it, and it turned out that was perfectly the right decision. So, could you give some advice on how we can better discern when following an excitement can sort of be masked because of resistance, because of fear or lack of beliefs, if that makes sense.
We understand, yes. When walking down a path, you encounter many forks in the road, and the one with the most beauty in this instance appears to be the one that is the steepest. Yet, walking up that path strengthens you and strengthens your heart. And all of you know this to be true. Yet, you sometimes believe you do not have the strength. The truth is that your greatest joy does not mean you will not face the resistance. And if there is any resistance at all, move through it. We don't have more specific advice for a general idea. Though to encounter that resistance and in knowing that fear, to walk that path anyway, to climb that path anyway, for you know that the beauty you will behold will bring more joy than to walk the path that is downhill yet dry and dusty. To walk where you feel beauty will often bring challenge, though making friends with challenge is essentially our suggestion. To know that it is challenging, first and foremost, to enter a physical body, though the soul chose challenge for the sake of expansion, for the sake of diversity. And within that challenge, there is more opportunity than there is within another possibility.
Okay.
Do you have a more specific idea?
So I said, no, this is really helpful. So, and we have talked about this in individual sessions as well, but
Oh, all right.
every nuance is helpful. So, I suppose sometimes we will, when encountering that resistance, I will need to go deeper into what that resistance comes from.
No.
No?
No. You don't need to know why the resistance is there in order to follow your joy anyway. You may still follow your joy even if you are resisting your joy the whole time. Eventually, you will reach a place where the resistance falls away. We can't say when, for that depends on other independent circumstances and sets of frequencies. You don't need to figure out why there's resistance in order to clear the resistance. You must simply acknowledge it and know that where there is resistance, it is because of an idea that is out of alignment with the truth of your higher being.
Okay, thank you very much.
We do thank you, yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
I was recently told that I'm a starseed,
Yes.
and I don't know that it matters where, yet I find myself curious where my soul comes from. Do you know?
Andromeda.
And also, I often experience what I call downloads
Yes.
of things that I know. Where does that information come from?
From your soul. From your higher self. The part of you that is already one with everything. Let us be more specific. When we say you are from Andromeda in a response to your question, that is simply the most resonant frequency with your soul mission now. Your soul itself has incarnations in many planets and many spheres of existence. And when we say your soul in this instance, we mean your oversoul, the part of you that contains all of the other souls. So you have as many incarnations within our world as you do in those others. Though at this time, this connection is present for you as it is resonant with the soul purpose that is now manifesting through you.
And I was given a Sentimani stone to
Yes.
help me. How can I use it and how does it help me?
Well, this stone contains a very high frequency, as it is a talisman from worlds beyond. It is part of an extraterrestrial spacecraft that crashed upon your planet, and it has mixed with some of the elements within your planet. It contains the frequency of those other worlds, and it allows you to feel more connected with non-physicality, with the higher dimensions, and simply its presence will infuse within your being that energy. It is essentially just a permission slip, and you will reach a point in time where its physical presence means nothing.
Thank you.
We do thank you, yes.
I have a question.
Yes?
How do I activate my psychic abilities, for instance, to telepathically talk to my other humans, or to move things without touching them?
You must believe that you are capable of this first. Do you believe you are capable?
Yes.
At a subconscious level, part of you does not. And this is the part of you you must bring to cooperate with your conscious mind. You can meditate upon the opening of these gifts. Imagine what it would be like to use those gifts. However, when it comes to your idea of telekinesis, we discourage fundamentally the use of your mind for such feats. For there's deeper work to be done. And there are many who have awakened this potential, and many is a relative term here. In comparison to the general populace of your planet, is very few. Less than 0.01% of your population can properly use this gift. And there are other masters who have the ability to develop this, should they wish to. However, it is what you may call wisdom that shows you that to do so is not truly beneficial. Do you understand? Now, the other idea of telepathic communication, this is, well, much easier. And this does have great purpose. We suggest several things. First of all, the use of sound for communicating beyond verbal language allows you to transmit a deeper heart knowing. The deeper language of your soul is vibration. And so you can practice focusing a thought, focusing an image, focusing an idea, and using your voice to communicate it. And it may appear in the form of glossolalia, speaking gibberish, or it may form in a manner of pure tones. That is unique. And you can use this and ask with intention another individual to receive that sound and to receive the energy that you are transmitting to them. And in this way, you can entrain, match resonance together, and transmit thoughts. Yet, innately, telepathically, you are. You see. In fact, your chakras, your energy field, is constantly transmitting thought and information to every individual. And you can, should you open yourself to feel more deeply, to rest deeper in awareness, everything that is going on in another person's psyche without even asking them. And all you have to do to get to this level is to simply pay more attention. Pay attention to how you feel when you connect with somebody, for you can instantly match frequencies. You can intend that your consciousness focuses on another individual and pay attention to what you feel in your body. You can feel everything that they feel. You can think the thoughts they are thinking simply with focus. And now to do so is sometimes perhaps not the most consentful thing to do. You can, if you wish, probe deeply into another person's consciousness. Yet we suggest that you experiment with this first, to meet another who is willing for you to probe and penetrate their energy with your mind. And you may gain great information from doing so, and you will learn, should you try this, the many ways that you can read the energy of anyone and anything. It is essentially very simple. To, again, develop a deeper level of telepathy, of transference, we do suggest sound. And in our world, we do not use words to communicate, we use sound and thought. For essentially, telepathy is innate. And we use sound to amplify the telepathic thought forms that we send to each other. We already know exactly how another individual in our world is thinking and feeling, and we, again, use sound to make this connection with others more profound and more pronounced. We do thank you, yes.
Could you comment on the timeline split and how it is currently unfolding?
You are referring to the timeline split upon your planet between many different potential future Earths?
Yes.
All right, yes. This occurs for each individual in their own way. In order to understand this, you must know that you alone create the entire world. Can you accept that?
Oh, yes.
All right. So as you continue to raise your frequency and follow your own excitement and hold the intention within you to be more connected with those around you, to be more connected to the wave of awakening, you will effortlessly remain in the timeline of ascension and intergalactic absorption. And, say in 5 years, the potential to switch to a timeline other than that of ascension will be impossible should you continue doing what you are doing. And in, say, 15 years, and when we give you numbers, we encourage you to know that this is constantly changing based on where you focus your energy. In, say, 15 years, you will be on a planet free from the fear-based and service to self energies that create conflict and war. And those beings will be free to continue their existence upon another planet in that same frequency.
Those that decide to still continue with service to self will leave their physical bodies and incarnate at another Earth-like planet? Or
Yes, or they will move to an Earth that continues down the path of war and destruction. For there is that timeline as well. And one of those timelines Well, that timeline is a little different. That timeline used dominance and technological advancement as their main focus, and they became known as the gray aliens in your world. For they came from their planet, Earth, to another planet, Earth, in order to harvest DNA, in order to create new species. And your timeline of Earth and their timeline of Earth had deep soul level agreements in order for the universe to expand. Beauty in the beast, you could say.
And yet the grace, which will be more than just one set, I understand, but if we generalize it as the grace, we in this agreement we have given parts of our DNA for them to get back into emotions again.
Yes.
Yet, and
And
they also help us align with our path.
yes. And the fusion of your genetics allowed for 5 other races to come into existence. And there are more on the way.
Where are they?
In other dimensions, higher dimensions. They are quasi-physical races at this point.
I have a question.
Yes.
Am I creating you right now?
Yes.
Where does my soul originate?
Pleiades. You have the strongest connection with our frequency now. Though again, when you say originate, we inflect that you originate from all of these planets, and you have a stronger resonance with one at this moment of your time for the purpose of your soul now.
What's the purpose of my soul now?
Essentially, in your world, the purpose now is creating more connectivity, creating more consciousness of unity to share the truth of this universe, which is unconditional love, with others in a way that you know and experience that all joy is shared joy and all pain is shared pain. And the best way to transfer this understanding is through following your own joy and through loving yourself and others the most, and by doing what you love the very most. So the purpose of your soul is to essentially help the universe expand by doing what you love the very most in a spirit that is connective and co-creative. And as you know, you have the potential to reach masses of individuals and share your own wisdom with love. We do thank you, yes. You are a powerful communicator. And this is part of our journey as well. It is part of the reason why we are one of the most channeled groups of beings coming to you now. For we love to communicate, we love to express. And this is why you have a deep resonance with us. We come to bring and share ourselves, for it is what is joyful for us. And as you bring more joy into what you do, and you bring trust into your own being, for all you have to do is be yourself. You know this essentially, that your own being, your own presence is what allows others to find the light within them. It's who you are, and you can share in that way with ease. Simply who you are. We do thank you, yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are there other places that souls originate from?
Again, souls travel from many planets. Souls incarnate in many spheres of existence for the purpose of having diverse arrays of experience. So, all souls are connected to souls from every single realm of incarnation within this galaxy. Some souls have more resonant connections at one point in time than others. From a linear perspective, the very first point of incarnation within this world is what you call Libra. We do thank you, yes.
Do you have a specific message for this group today who have come together for this retreat? Is there something that we have been brought together to achieve or to share that you'd like to share with us?
The beginning is occurring right now for each and every one of you of a new way of being, and there will be yet another beginning and yet another beginning. It is a process of understanding the flexibility that is innate in your existence, that who you are is not fixed and defined, and that you can choose to be new versions of yourself in each moment. The purpose of this beginning for you is to learn the essence of your own being, that you are more than enough. You are infinite. You in your world have believed limitations into existence when the reality of this universe is there are no limitations. There are only beliefs. There are only thought forms. And the greatest thought form that you must release is that there is something more to do in order for you to be enough. What you are here to learn is that the essence of your being is love. And if you do not feel love, you cannot do anything to bring you more love. You can only choose to open to the love that is already there and is infinite in its nature. And as you come to know this, those around you, without effort, will come into that resonance in their own way. The light and energy that you infuse into your being by coming into a state of allowance will give others the same permission to let the light that they are be free. Free to connect, free to share, free to open to the infinite beginnings that are always available. We do thank you, yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
What is a twin flame? If all souls are connected and we're all one, what is a twin flame?
A better idea is to understand that you are your own twin flame. That the non-physical part of you and the embodied human are dual in nature to some extent. and that to unite with your own twin flame means to unite with your oversoul. Now, there is another idea you could say is soulmates. And a soulmate is another individual who is part of your own oversoul that has made an agreement to help you and help themselves connect deeper with their own oversoul. To know that you are part of that same group of souls, that same consciousness, will help you both in the process. And in that way, when you unite with a soulmate, you will realize that you are your own twin flame.
Is there more than one soul?
Well, yes, there are infinite souls within your oversoul. There is not a limit to the amount of souls that can be part of one oversoul, for there is no limitation inherent within all that is. And as this planet expands, you will find that you are constantly in the presence with other souls who are part of your own oversoul.
Are you part of my own oversoul?
Well,
Are the Pleiadians or other beings?
yes. Yet we are a group consciousness. We are the conglomerate of souls from one sphere of existence.
Does any of the participants here in this room share the same oversoul?
Yes? All of you are part of the same oversoul, yes.
Is there more than one oversoul?
Yes, there are, again, infinite oversouls and there are infinite souls. This is a universe without limitation.
I have trouble fathoming that.
Yes, as you all do as humans.
Let's say in the lake or in San Marcos, where we are geographically located, it will be many different oversouls, but
Several, yes.
But how groups like this come together will often be because of we share the same oversoul.
Yes.
Thank you.
We do thank you, yes.
I have another question.
All right.
How do I recognize my highest excitement?
What is it you desire the most? What brings your heart to beat quicker? What possibility makes you feel hot and passionate? That is your highest excitement. In each moment, out of all of the things you could do, which one makes you feel the most joy? And if you continue to make that decision, rather than planning for the future, in the moment, do what brings you the most joy, that decision will continuously lead you closer and closer to your highest excitement. For when you make that decision, you connect with your source. Your source is one of love and light. And when you are in that resonance, then you will match that frequency with others around you. And you will continue to expand that frequency.
You said my source is one of love and light. Are
Yes.
there beings that come from
No.
other than love and light?
Nope. Though there are beings that choose an experience of separation from love and light.
Is there,
Though that is a choice that you can make. You can use love light energy to distort your connection with it for the experience of harvesting that energy from another perceived separate part of all that is.
thank you.
We do thank you, yes.
So in this world,
Yes.
in many cultures they believe in demonic
Yes.
beings.
Yes.
These demonic beings originally sourced from love and light,
Yes.
from the light. So they separated themselves.
Yes. There are two distinctions in this group of demonic beings. The first of which are souls from other spheres of existence that have chosen a separation from love and light for the experience of contrast that it would bring to all that is. Now, Source itself gives free will to all beings within this field of existence. And with that free will, Source understood that it would allow the experience of separation and conflict, and that this experience would be beneficial for all that is, and knowing all that could be expressed and all that could be experienced. And so originally this source of conflict at a soul level traces back to a war between Libra and Vega, which then translated into a war within Orion, which then translated to a conflict within your system on the planets of Mars and Maldek, which then translated to every other planet within this solar system and within this galaxy, rather. Now, the other class of demonic entities are created by human consciousness. Understand that all of your thought forms are living entities. If you want to know an entity, pay attention to your thoughts, for all of them are alive, and they are once created independent, and it is up to you which you send elsewhere and which you keep within your own soul and consciousness. Now, the collective consciousness of humanity has made several souls who are existing in higher dimensions, and you have called them Lucifer and Satan, and there are many other names for these. These are creations of human consciousness, and they are alive and they are real, though they are, albeit, creations.
Do they experience free will choice?
Yes. Yet they have been believed into existence. They have been thought into existence. And the thought form behind them is one of fear, attack, and manipulation. Enough humans put together their thoughts in order to create a being that feeds upon more thoughts and is attracted to individuals who think about them. Satan is very real to those who believe in him, and those beings have an intimate relationship with this entity, which is ultimately serving all that is.
May I ask how long, how much time longer is it appropriate for that to continue channeling?
10 or 15 minutes.
I have a more personal question about relationships.
Oh, all right.
I find myself in two minds over how to be in relationship.
Well, how exciting.
Part of me feels like I should be waiting for my beloved, my soulmate, whatever word you want to use, But then in that mindset, I feel like I limit myself from short, beautiful experiences.
You do.
But then I feel like by entering these short experiences, I'm somehow blocking energetically the path for me and my beloved to combine. What are your thoughts on that?
You do.
Okay.
Because you believe it to be so.
Okay.
You could choose another reality by choosing to believe that every connection and every experience leads you further along your own soul progression, and that the frequency of joy and love that you bring into each connection is expansive for your soul. And when you expand your own soul energy, you bring yourself into a more probable state to meet those who are choosing that same level of expansion.
So by engaging and going into these shorter experiences, there's still a part of me that isn't ready to go into the next longer term relationship.
If you believe that, we are giving you the option to not believe that. We just told you that if you believed that the energy of joy and love you bring into every connection expands your soul, and you know that when you expand your soul, you bring yourself into a greater probability of meeting other souls who are choosing that same level of expansion, then you would not have that experience, and you would then be in a more open and available state for a soul who wants to go as deep as you want to go.
Thank you.
We do thank you, yes.
Could I get a clarification on the timeline split?
All right.
Thank you. You said earlier that, let's say that roughly 5 years from now, it will be impossible
For you,
for me. I see.
other souls have different progressions.
I see. Okay, good. Thank you.
We do thank you, yes.
I have a question.
All right.
Can you elaborate on stone fossils and giants
Giants?
in the earth?
Yes. All right. These beings were generally what you know to be souls incarnating in the civilizations of Atlantis and Lemuria. And these were humanoid beings who were slightly taller. And they, after the fall of their civilization, still roamed the earth for several thousand years in smaller pockets. And they were seen and noticed by the indigenous cultures who are your ancestors. Yet they mostly kept to themselves, knowing that their time to leave your planet was coming soon. They did not want to interfere with the development of your current human race. We do thank you, yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
There's a lot of belief on blood types and how we come from different places depending on our blood type.
Yes.
I recently did a blood test and they claimed that I was AB negative, which is less than 1% of the population. In many articles that I read, it says that I descended from Nephilim, and that is Nephilim or reptilian. Is that true? It's just something that has been made up.
There are soul connections you have to the reptilian beings, as all of you do. However, the connection within your blood is a very creative idea that is not entirely true, no.
A question.
Yes.
Would you agree that we are not our body?
No.
We are a physical body.
Yes, and you are also your mind, and you are also your soul, and you are also all that is simultaneously. because you are your soul and because you are all that is, does not negate the fact that you are also your body.
Do we continue to be ourselves when we leave our body?
Yes.
Do we see those who have passed?
Yes. But nothing is stopping you from seeing them right here and now. Only your ideas and beliefs. Your focus within physical reality, essentially. You could meet them now if you focus to higher levels of reality, for they are always with you.
Why do we forget who we are when we come to this planet?
If you remembered, it would be far too painful to exist within the limitations that are currently present in your world. Eventually, souls will know exactly who they are and all they experienced, and there are increasing numbers of young children who have easy recall of their past lives, for example. Yet these souls are only born into families and experiences that would allow them that free recall.
Would you agree that another reason for the forgetfulness is because that is part of the theme that we are playing out on Earth?
Yes. Yet this is a theme that you and other planets play out as well. Forgetfulness leads to a more joyful remembrance, leads to a remembrance that you can appreciate more, allows more contrast and excitement and momentum to build as you move from a state of ignorance to one of light.
Jumping to something else. So in healing work, it seems, and I have learned that hydrating and drinking lots of clean water is very helpful for the body in the healing process.
Yes.
Would you like to expand a little bit on why and how that works?
Well, your body is mostly water, as you know. And all of your organs require adequate hydration for your full wakefulness, you see. And the more you continue to stay hydrated, the more receptive your body is, the more balanced your body is. It is almost too simple for us to explain in a way. It is simply the more healthy, the more whole, the more complete your own body is, the more receptive you are to subtle energies. And water as well is a cleanser, is a purifier. It brings flow, and you are beings who are continuously letting go of toxic energies in the correct state, that is, the most aligned state.
As we're talking about the things that are good for our bodies, can you expand on the benefits of urine therapy?
All right. This is a practice that is ancient in its nature. The yogis, as you know, have developed this practice and idea, and it is not uncommon amongst other cultures. Your body produces natural antibodies, natural antivenoms innately. And so within your urine, you receive medicine for the venoms that you take in. You receive the antivenom produced within your body. And so you can use this urine which you have described as waste, on wounds, on infections, on venomous bites, and to counteract the many toxins that you intake through living in a world that has many toxins for the industry and technology you've produced.
Is it effective with parasites?
Yes.
Is there a...
Not all of them, though most. For some more invasive parasites, it must be combined with both plants and fasting to some degree, fasting from foods that would feed those parasites. If you combined urine therapy, certain plants, and fasting and abstaining from foods that nourish those parasites, it is very easy to eradicate them from the body.
Thank you.
We do thank you, yes.
How can we learn about which foods? So, because it seems that there's conflicting information out there about which foods that feed the parasites. Can you give
Trial and error.
Okay. Are there some
Feeling the food. Usually, you will, if you are in a state of non-resistance, meaning a state where you have diminished your level of fear sufficiently, you will lose the desire for foods that would feed the infections within your body. Though in a state of fear, you create confusion. So know that you are in a state of dis-ease for the purpose of expanding your soul and for the purpose of removing certain belief systems from your mind. And when you can give thanks for your dis-ease, you will diminish your fear, and therefore you will come into a state of more receptivity. You will lose the desire for those things that harm you, and you will gain more desire for those that nourish you.
What if I'm clear and I don't believe in disease?
Then you won't manifest disease.
I have a question about food.
Yes.
Eating meat. A lot of people say to take yourself to the higher realms of spirituality, you must stop eating flesh. What is the take of eating another animal's flesh? And is vegetarian or veganism the proper way to go? Or is it okay to eat flesh of an animal without harming your spirit or the planet?
Your planet will be one that moves to a state of eating no animal product eventually. For individuals, when you make the shift prior to the point that you are ready, your body may react in negative ways. In other words, you must raise your vibration before you can release lower vibration foods from your diet. So you cannot become a vegetarian without intaking more prana, without increasing the level of higher vibrational energies you connect with. And those of you who attempt to force a better diet on others will fail, and you will actually harm them unknowingly. The diet is, yes, better, and that is the direction your planet is moving. Yet, the change must first be made on the level of consciousness. And as that change is made, the desire for flesh will be completely eradicated without effort, without struggle. So in other words, if you desire meat, eat it. If you do not, don't. You may know that you are at a higher vibration than those choosing to eat meat without making them less than you. For that will lower both of your vibrations and frequencies.
Thank you.
We do thank you, yes. And this has been a very pleasing evening for us. This has allowed both of us to expand exponentially and become closer to our source, through the reflections we have offered and shared. We are very pleased to get to know you. Or rather, we are very pleased that you get to know us, for we already know you. And as you come more in alignment with your joy, more in alignment with your truth, and express who you are as you are, you will know the great power that is innate, that in order to be powerful, you must do nothing, and you will have everything. It is a state of alignment. It is a state of trust, and it is a state of self-love that will bring you the greatest change. And the outer expressions of that will happen effortlessly through desire. So we do thank you. We will be with you in other ways throughout your journey, for we communicate with frequency. And there are many other beings, such as the Arcturians, such as the Syrians, such as the angelic beings, such as the natural spirits of your planet and your ancestors who are with you. They are watching you, and they are connecting with you, and they are transmitting great information to you in all moments of this time and always. And you will open these connections should you allow your imagination to take the forefront and allow your rationality to take a side step. In this process, it is one of great joy, and we anticipate your eagerness to deepen this experience. So we wish you a pleasant, fond evening then.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.